Hey guys, it's Eric from the Some Offense Taken podcast. Sorry about a week delay there on the podcast. That's just because I was having surgery. Feeling a lot better now, but this is recorded the day before my surgery, so let's catch up. And offensive stuff in the podcast, just so you know. Ready for a clap, even though I might not use it. Ready? 1,
I guess.
2, 3. Perfect.
Did you hear mine that time?
I don't give a shit.
I fucking slammed it as hard as I could.
I
think I just broke
you might
my
have
hand.
slammed it to the point where the mic is like, nah.
Just clip. Yeah, it's just like
It's too loud, man.
It's too much.
It's too
Rob.
loud.
That boy got that crack, man.
Let's do an intro before 59 minutes this time.
Oh, come on. that was great, though.
Everybody, welcome to the Some Offense Taken podcast. I'm
Easy.
Rob.
I'm Ben.
I'm Eric.
All right, and we're here not doing a 59-minute intro.
Well,
do
59 minutes.
We do have things to talk about. It's not like we don't.
We do.
But
A few.
I'm gonna
We
let
do.
one of these fellows begin,
You
and
What?
then I'll
Let us begin.
then I'll talk about my important information that I have to.
Let's talk about our pending sponsor, Coca-Cola. And how you should never drink that shit, because I've seen it dissolve a ribeye in 2 days.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's
crack in a can.
Yeah, it is. Well, it used to be crack. There used to be fucking cocaine
There used
in
to be
it.
coke
and
in
then
There was
Yeah.
cocaine
Yeah.
in it. Wasn't
So,
it green?
like, the
What?
can?
I think the liquid was green at one point, too.
I don't know about that.
Nah,
I don't know about that. I
mean, that's
knew
worth looking
that.
up.
Yeah, I knew that there was Coke in it though, like actual
Oh, yeah.
Coke, not like Coke syrup. You know, because
Oh, yeah.
like back in the day, like what in the 50s, right?
Nah, it's never been green. Never mind. I lied.
Wasn't it in the
I was going to
50s?
say.
50s, 60s. They had cocaine in Coca-Cola.
I
You
think
might
it
be right.
started in the 1800s.
Really? When did they stop it though? Because I remember learning about it as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Like,
And
I was like,
oh.
what was wrong with that? You know, like, who did
Yeah.
it hurt? Really, who does it hurt? You know?
Dude, doctors used to like prescribe cocaine to kids.
Oh yeah, like
You remember that?
methadone and like other shit.
Yeah,
The
they
one
used to
thing I
just like
looked at,
Here we go.
it was like,
So,
what was in it?
What? Fuck off, man. Continue to cite. Fuck off. Okay.
one of those.
The drink Coca-Cola was originated in 1886, so late
Okay.
1800s, not like
Okay.
beginning. So
Yeah.
originated in 1886 by an Atlanta pharmacist John S. Pemberton at his Pemberton Chemical Company. His bookkeeper, Frank Robinson,
Oh.
chose the name for the drink and penned it in the flowing script that became the Coca-Cola trademark. He originally touted it as a tonic for most common ailments, basing it on cocaine
Yeah,
from
I
the
told
coca
you.
leaf and caffeine-rich extracts of the cola nut. The cocaine was removed from Coca-Cola's formula in about 1903. Damn, that was in there for almost 20 years.
Holy shit! So that
I
you
thought
said
it was in the
cocaine.
50s and 60s.
So
Cocaine.
they use the coca leaf, but they refined it down. I was gonna say, if you just use the coca leaf, that shit's actually like really good for you. No, really, like the actual
Yeah.
leaf. It's when they do all the crazy chemical shit.
to cocaine?
Yeah.
Someone get addicted to crack.
There you go, thank you.
Fucking. Oh my god! But yeah,
Yeah,
like,
but like
it's
it's
weird to
kind of
think,
funny.
like, the shit we've had.
It's kind of funny that they used it as like you said, it was like a tonic for ailments. You know, like he was like, "Oh, you're all fucked up. Drink some of this." And just give him a fucking
This
can.
will
of
knock
Coke.
you right out. Yeah,
That's
right.
what a lot of the stuff was back then. It was just like random shit they put together and said, it's a
yeah.
tonic. This cures it. Just like when you watch like Sweeney Todd when they're like the miracle elixir. This helps you grow hair. This smells like piss.
Try
this is piss.
Pirelli's Miracle Elixir.
Yeah, yeah,
Never
yeah.
fix you quick, sir.
True, sir,
Dude,
true.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh my
of
god,
all
I
time.
love that.
I
That's so
love
good.
that musical so good.
I watched that, and then I watched the Broadway one, and I was like, these are both good. Like, don't get me
Yes.
wrong, good in their own aspect, but
They're
Johnny Depp's
slightly
Johnny
different,
Depp.
but not that different. It's just, film. They
like,
want
I
to make
feel like
it.
I'll hear a song, and then at any point, you could just cut in like, I feel you, Joanna. Like, just throw it. Like, just jump
Yeah.
in with that shit.
Just reminds
Oh
me
my
of like
God.
Coming to America. Someone from the windows. Shut the fuck up.
They did a good job on the casting for Sweeney Todd too. Like
They did.
Everybody was able to actually sing. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I loved Les Mis, don't get me wrong, but Russell Crowe made me want to literally cut my own vocal cords out. Like, did
He's a
you
gladiator,
hear that
man.
guy?
He's not an
Oh
opera
my
singer.
god! And he
Yeah,
played
he's an
Val's.
action movie guy.
He played Javert, dude. He played like the main villain, right?
I never actually watched Les Mis, so.
Dude, Les Mis is my favorite. I saw it on Broadway a few times. It's so
I'm
so
a West
good.
Side Story guy, but that's just because I did it in high school. So
But Les
not
Mis was
because
so
I'm
good.
Puerto Rican, Ben.
If you
stand by it.
get
Fuck you.
a chance though, watch like Eric, if you got time later, like before, because I know you got surgery tomorrow, but
Hell, I'm nothing but
watch
time, baby.
watch the movie version of Les Mis with Hugh Jackman in it. Super good. Hugh Jackman has a wonderful fucking singing voice.
Oh, he's fantastic in
He's
general
Broadway
in any
trained,
musical.
you know. He's got a wonderful one. Amanda Seyfried's in it. She has. I thought hers was okay. People think that it's like too high pitch or whatever. I think she's fine. And then they had like Eddie Redmayne was in it, and he has a really good voice. The guy from he's in that new Harry Potter movie, the prequels.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he was in it. There's a bunch of fuck. Who's Borat?
Sacha Baron
Oh,
Cohen.
Sacha
yeah.
Baron Cohen's in it,
My wife.
and he was
That's
in.
funny
he was
because
in,
he was
in Sweeney
also
Todd.
in Sweeney Todd.
He was in Sweeney Todd.
Nice
Yeah,
little
He was
segue there.
Borelli. Yeah.
but he's he plays.
I.
Yeah.
Think of the rest, you'll give you a sneak.
You say my elixir is piss. Who says this?
But he was
Is
in it
Are we
too.
near a trench?
Dude, they did such a good job on the casting and everything was good until fucking you hear Russell Crowe, man. Like, holy shit. If anybody's ever seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. Like, Javert is a huge part, so you'd expect someone with a good voice because it's a fucking
Right.
musical.
Does
you
he
know?
have a deep voice or a high voice?
No, it's nasally. And it's
Russell
not even
Crowe.
good.
Why
No,
would they
nasally.
pick Russell Crowe? Probably just because of the look.
Because he's an actor. Yeah, like the acting is great and he acts it out perfectly. Like him and Hugh Jackman act like when they're like fighting and shit, perfect. But his voice, he's like, I am Javert. I am Javert.
when it's
That's
really
what it
supposed
sounds
to be like this. Like,
No,
sorry,
but,
Russell
like-
Crowe. I don't think you can hit that.
Javert is supposed to be like this fucking like big beefy like you know, like I saw it on
Baritone
Broadway.
motherfucker, yeah.
Bro, I saw it on Broadway and people were like walking up to the stage and like handing Javert flowers. Like everyone was handing him flowers. Like not even the main actor, not even the guy that played Jean Valjean, which is like Hugh Jackman's character.
Yeah.
Nobody handed him shit and he did a great job. Everybody was like, Javert, because, like, his part is so fucking crucial to the story. And he has, like, such an arc. And I was like,
Right.
damn, why Russell Crowe? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, he's so bad, dude. Like, holy fuck.
It's like a lot of the movies nowadays that are getting cast. I guess we're on the topic of like movies and musicals, so I'll kick off into another part of this. So I didn't watch it. I refused to watch it. I watched someone else's synopsis of it, but the Netflix rendition of Death Note. Absolutely not. I will not watch that movie.
Oh. You know who's
I
in it?
don't-
You know who the main actor is?
Who?
You remember the Naked Brothers band?
Yes, that's
No.
right.
It's the younger brother, the
Really?
drummer. Yeah, he's the main character. That's
From like
why
Nickelodeon or whatever the fuck it
Yep.
was.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So my whole thing with this
my
movie,
God.
like the best casting that they got for this movie, best casting, Willem Dafoe as Ryuk. Awesome. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That
He
sounds
talks
like it
too
makes
much.
sense.
Like I like Ryuk, he's cool. And then just Light, whoever the guy from the Naked Brothers band who they picked, he's a bitch. He's just a little fucking bitch in that movie. Like he gets his
Well-
ass kicked all the time. Light in the original show is just like, fuck off. And I'm like, yeah, that's Light. He's
No,
just
because he's like, isn't he the son of the police chief, if I remember right?
Yes.
He's like the son of the police chief, and he's like the smartest kid in school. And we're talking about Death Note, yeah? So he's the smartest kid in school. He's the best looking kid in school. Everybody wants to fuck him. Everybody wants to be his friend. And he's just like, I'm above these people. Like, fuck these people.
Yeah.
And that's how he is. But in the American rendition, like, live-action version of Death Note, he's like, oh. He's like a little bitch, dude.
I'm a little white knight. I'm gonna help the girl, but not the kid that gets bullied. And like,
Yeah, it's
the
like,
first
I
introduction
hate
to
it.
Ryuk, he's screaming like a girl the whole time. Nothing like, oh, you're here too. No, screaming and throwing a bitch fit trying to get out of the room because lightning
What?
and it's stupid. And all right, here's the one thing that I know there's some people that were upset about. I would say not the casting of L. I don't care what race they would have picked for L. They casted a black individual, which is perfectly fine. That's fine.
Whatever.
Just do the role good.
Yeah.
And even that was not good. So
Yeah.
like, it's just the
you're
writing.
fucked,
The
right?
writing was absolutely horrible.
It's
Well,
like you could have
you're
just
trying to
taken...
Americanize an anime
Well, that's
and
number
live
one.
action it.
Like, have we not learned from the Dragon Ball fucking movie
Oh
that
my
this isn't gonna work?
God.
Have you
was
guys
about to
ever
mention that.
seen that Dragon Ball movie?
I was just about to mention that.
Holy
I fell asleep, woke up
shit.
at the end when they were doing like the fight, at, like when he was actually like Kakarot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what did I miss in that like 10 minutes? I fell asleep.
Yeah, dude, that was horrible.
It was
really
like
bad.
so cringy, and I thought it was gonna be good because I was a kid.
We all
And
wanted
then I
it to
watched
be good.
it, and I was like, it's just not good. And,
And I'm
it
in
set
the
the
minority
tone for
here.
live action anime movies forever.
I'm in the minority here with Dragon Ball. I still have not put the time into watching it.
So
My-
now that I'm actually on a journey to watch all of One Piece from the beginning.
Oh,
one episode,
good luck,
like
my
one-
dear boy.
I'm on like
you?
150 something. I'm along.
Okay. Did
I
you
know where
make
I'm
it?
going.
Did you make
They
it
just
to?
they just took the what was it, the updraft or whatever it's called, the upblast. Now they're on the clouds.
Yep.
And they met the Sky Knight. and he's
Sky
cool as fuck.
Island.
Yeah. So everyone's like
That
hype
is
up
the
on that part, right?
longest fucking arc ever.
I was
I
gonna
thought
ask
don't know
how
what
Sky
we're talking
Island.
that arc was.
That arc almost made me stop watching when I first
Holy shit.
picked it up.
All right.
I
good.
was
I'm into
watching
shit
it, bro.
now.
It's like 160 episode arc.
Are you
But
kidding
I
me?
promise you. I promise
It's
you.
probably good.
Okay? After Sky Island, there's an arc right after it, and after that arc, you hit gold. And
There's
after
a time
that,
skip, right?
yeah, there's a time skip, but the time skip's not till like episode 760.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
dear Lord.
The time skip's not going to happen for a while, but when you do hit
Mm-hmm.
the time skip, it's crazy. But things are really, really good after Sky Island. You have to suffer through it, like everyone else.
Some
I
people
don't
were saying
even
you could
mind it.
skip. A lot
no,
of
no,
people
no.
said you could
I'm not
skip.
skipping. That's coward talk. Because the filler. So here's the difference for me. Like I grew up watching DBZ. So like DBZ's filler is garbage compared
Yeah.
to One Piece filler. One Piece
Yeah.
filler, I give a shit about everyone in that episode. DBZ filler, I hope someone gets blown the fuck away. You know what I mean?
Can we
just get rid
resurrect
of him and move
Yamcha
on.
and kill him again, please?
Yeah, right. Kill him twice. Fuck him. But like, I don't know. It's
Like,
they're so like if they made like a live action One Piece, right? And then for reference, for people who don't know what we're talking about, One Piece is an anime. It's been around for like ever. They're on like what 1,000 something copies of the novel right now,
Yep,
and the
yep.
the
Jesus.
series lags like what 40 episodes behind it or something.
yeah.
Which is
yeah.
good. That's very
It's
And the
good.
and the creator
the
has said he's about a
longest-
third of the way done.
Yeah,
About.
it's the longest running anime that's
Ever.
never changed. Like,
Yeah.
you know how DBZ, they had DBZ
Well, they had Dragon
like
Ball,
the
then Dragon
original,
Ball
they had
Z,
Dragon Ball,
yeah.
then they had Dragon Ball Z, then they had Dragon Ball Super, then they, you know what I
Dragon
mean? Like
Ball's
they
Kai or something. I don't know what.
Yeah,
that
they
is.
had-
Kai and
had-
GT. Yeah.
they had everything like that.
We don't talk
But
about GT.
One Piece has just always been One Piece.
Yep.
Now, a show that I'd recommend if you guys are thinking about getting into anime, I'd recommend Naruto for the number one, nostalgia. Number two, the writing is like some of the best I've seen. And honestly, like, you could watch that show with a filler list because their filler means nothing until you hit Naruto Shippuden, which is the war. Like, basically, the whole first movie is getting, the whole first series is getting you introduced to everybody. And then the whole second series is like, okay, now they're a little grown up. They're like 16, 17, and there's a war coming. And now that all these kids like learned how to be like top ninja, Now they have to fight in this big-ass war, and the war starts at, like, an episode, like, 150, and it runs to the end of the series, which is, like, 400 or something. So there's, like, 300-something episodes of just nonstop fighting and story building and character building. It's fucking sick.
It's kind of scary when you think about some of these shows with just like One Piece. Oh, they're up to like 800 episodes, 900 episodes, but you blow through it real quick. Like, it's true. You do kind of blow through them really quick because, like,
you don't realize.
Especially when you watch on like Crunchyroll or Netflix, they're cut down by like another 10 minutes. So it's like 18 minutes per episode. And it's just finish a whole season with like one. No commercials. So like it's doable.
You could watch 4 episodes or 3 episodes an hour. So you watch, let's just say you're really binging, you got nothing to do, you feel like shit, you watch 6 hours of anime that day, you probably finish like a season and a half.
Hey, what a coincidence. Feeling like shit, that'll be me after tomorrow morning. Also,
we're
filming this episode way in advance just because it's technically Tuesday right now, but I have surgery Wednesday morning for my nose, and I'm probably going to be out of commission for like 4 days. So,
you need to watch Castlevania.
Yes, I've heard so many good things about Castlevania.
So let me tell you how hype I was for that series. Just one, because of how it looked. It looked very well animated.
Absolutely.
But you guys have been around as long as I have. We've never gotten anything really good that was like a video game to movie or TV show adaptation. The Sonic ones were pretty good. Like the old Sonic cartoons.
Yeah.
Those were great. But Sonic movie was a little, like it came out with the initial design. People are like, "What the fuck is that thing?" And they redid it, and you look more like Sonic.
I still love it. Which is cool. Like, even the original
it's not
one, it was
bad.
so derpy.
It is not bad.
I loved it.
Same with like what was it? Like the Pikachu detective movie.
That was really good.
Was
bad.
Was step
in the right direction.
Everyone's like, "All right, we're in the right direction." Castlevania has solidified that with the right fucking people, you can make a good fucking show. There's even throwbacks to like different parts of the game, all the enemy types, like the fucking the dude you fight that's like the spear bird, and then the one that like carries him around. They fight that motherfucker, and then like there's like weapons from the show and all that shit. In the last season, they used like the cross, which was like the best throwing weapon, and you were just like, oh my god, all these references. Like, they even stuck them in, and it looks good, and the voice acting's good, and holy shit.
And I will say, before the Castlevania show, there's one media that has done very good for video games. Just the first one. Maybe the second one was a little corny. I will admit, the first Mortal Kombat movie. I liked it. I thought it was okay. It was good for the time.
Corny, it was good.
That's the whole point, and that's the whole thing. Especially with
that's what I thought too.
The reboot of the new series for Mortal Kombat. It's a starter. It's not just a standalone movie. They're going to make more. But my whole feeling with it, it's not supposed to be serious. Like,
it's
the
a video
story
game.
is so fucking goofy. It's all about ripping people to shreds, and everyone's like, "Oh, the story is dog shit."
It's a fighting game.
Story been good. Like,
it's a fighting game.
In the fucking game, Rambo fights Terminator now. They're both in Mortal Kombat 11.
They put Leatherface in the last one.
Yeah, Leatherface. Yeah, like what are you fucking pissed about? Like, the story is bad people do bad thing to try to wipe out Earthrealm. Earthrealm say, we not live with bad thing, and they fight back. That's it. What more do you need? It's like 80s action movie, right? How much of a story do you need as long as it looks fucking cool? I love Die Hard. Story's fucking stupid. I love Die Hard.
Die Hard is the best
fucking
Christmas
one
movie.
line and everything else, throws a motherfucker off the building or down the elevator shaft. Everyone's welcome to the party, pal. Like, yeah. Like,
it is not
Yippee-ki-yay,
Christmas unless I watch Hans
that's
Gruber falling off of Nakatomi Plaza.
Have you ever seen Have you ever seen Cop Out with Tracy Morgan and
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis?
Yep.
Was it Bruce Willis?
Yeah, that was Bruce Willis.
And Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis are interrogating. They're interrogating Sean William Scott.
Oh no!
Yes.
And Tracy Morgan's like, "We're gonna do some good cop, bad cop," and he's like, "All right, yeah, all right." So Bruce Willis is like the good cop, and he walks out. And Tracy Morgan's like, "You're in my house now, motherfucker!" And he starts like doing all these movie references. And Bruce Willis is like naming the movie that he's saying it from. He's like, "Hasta la vista, baby!" And he's like, "Wow, man, you like what was that?" He's like, "Wow, man, Predator, huh?" And then he goes, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!" And he's like, "I don't know that one."
That was a good. I like that. They had to throw that in there.
I was thinking Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon was
Lethal Weapon
Mel
was good.
Gibson. And,
Mel Gibson and Donald Glover.
Donald
right?
Glover.
Was it Donnie Glover? Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so. Dude, Mel Gibson, even like after have you ever heard those calls of him going off the deep end, like
That
yelling
was
at the
bad.
woman? I don't know if you guys. I loved Preston and Steve when I was in like middle school.
Oh, they're still
and
great.
they got the audio right, and they're listening
Yeah.
to him. He's like, "Bitch took my fucking Laker tickets." Like his voice cracks and shit. And I was like, like when I was younger, I was like, wow, he's crazy.
Danny
now, like I'm
Glover.
old. Danny
Danny
Glover.
Glover.
Yeah.
Danny
Thank
Glover.
Donald
Donald
Glover.
Glover's the rapper.
Is
Yeah, I was like, wait a
Gambino.
minute.
Yep. Sorry.
It's
I had to
Gambino.
sit there. I was like, I always mixed them up. I gotta.
I know I got it wrong. It
But
didn't
he's
sound
sitting
right.
there just going the fuck off, you know what I mean, on his wife and everything, and just left him. Someone who's like married now, I get it. He wasn't crazy. He was pissed. Bitch didn't earn fucking 12 Emmys. That fortune, she just fucking got fucked by some guy that was one of the best actors in the world. Like, oh my God, I would be screaming my
Pretty
fucking
much.
head off too.
He's Australian too. Eh?
yeah, he's fucking crazy. I
Max.
mean, like, yeah, he's definitely a
Like,
screw loose, but like,
If you go back
get
and
it.
watch Mad Max, like as an adult now, it's even better. Like
yeah.
I that movie's so fucking good. Like if you go back and watch like Mel Gibson just tear off, like it's so fun to watch.
I
Like,
will also
there's so
say,
many.
There was the Mad Max game that came out when like the Xbox One and PS4 first came out. That game was great. Like it was just
Yeah.
a random developer just put out an open world Mad Max game, customize any car you want. Action was fantastic. The combat was like Batman Arkham. Awesome. What more could you fucking want? And it's a
That's all you
giant
need.
open world.
that's all you need.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if we're gonna see more. I think Castlevania definitely like paved the way. Like I feel like I've said it on here before. I like animation a lot more as a medium now that I'm like getting older because like most of the shit on TVs is the same recycled garbage.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
with animation, you have artistic liberties. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can
and
make
you
it
have
as violent
endless
or non-violent.
possibilities.
Yeah, you can make it as
You
violent
can make
and
the
non-violent
boobs
as you
as
want.
big
There's-
as you want.
Which is like,
There's a-
and there's not really a lot of that, which is
There's
nice.
a
'cause,
show-
like, cool.
There's this show that I think you guys would like, but it's very hard to find. It's called Drifters, right?
That sounds
and
familiar.
basically, dude, it's an anime, right? And in Drifters, if anybody knows Drifters, let me know, because it's very unknown. But basically, it's people from all these different timelines, and as they're about to die, they get like pulled into like purgatory, basically, right? And when they get pulled into the purgatory, the guy's like, well, right this way, and he makes them walk through like a portal, and they walk through the portal, they end up in this other world, right? And this other world, they take all the best fighters and shit like that, and they're trying to rise up and stop this one guy that's trying to destroy that one world. So they're actually pulling people from other worlds to come like make an army to fight against this other guy.
So
and
kind
the
of just like
fucking
Mortal
main
Kombat.
it's kind of, but it's like really sick, and they do a really really good job on it. Like the animation's sick. The fucking intro music is like it's like, oh, it's so sick. I'll show you guys later, but
What,
the show itself, it doesn't have a lot of episodes, and it's like really really good. It's
When did it come out?
basically new, a couple years ago maybe.
Okay.
But the first season's I think like 12 episodes, and they were like working on a second season last time I watched, and it was really 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 good.
I have to check
Really
that out.
gory, lot of fighting.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of that.
it's sick.
I'm okay with gore. It don't bother me.
Yeah.
The
Favorite video
main
game's
guy,
Doom, so.
the main guy is obsessed with cutting people's heads off. Like he was like a samurai like back in his other place, but he was kind of shunned because you know how samurais are like all like, oh, noble and
Yeah,
shit
proper,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. This guy was just like, I want to kill people. Like, do you understand? So like they took him and trained him in the samurai arts, and then they kicked him out because he was like the best, but he was killing like unnecessary amounts of people. Like they
he
could send him
was the wrong kind of samurai.
they could send him to a war alone, and he would like kill
guy's
the
an
whole
animal.
army by himself.
That's
and
that's a cool premise right there. Just
he's
in
cool
itself.
as shit. He's cool as shit. Like they'd send him like behind enemy lines and just be like, oh yeah, there's a castle that we need to raid, but we'll lose too many guys. And he's like, send me. And he'd go out and just literally like decapitate everybody, and he'd be like
Christ.
holding the heads and shit and like walking around like he's just it's a great fucking
I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
another.
'Cause there's, go ahead.
Speaking of fighting armies alone, if you want to bring up Star Wars real quick, there's a lot of shit like in the Star Wars universe that isn't in movies. Like it's a lot of like comics and reading and books and blah blah blah.
Like the Mandalorian, what they've been doing, which is
The Mandalorian's
so good.
fucking sick.
I'm not
Bill
even a
Burr
huge
plays
Star
such
Wars
a good
person,
character. Oh,
I love that Bill Burr's in it.
Yeah,
dude,
It's dope.
and he's a great actor too. So, like
Yeah.
he plays such a good part. But they take basically after Luke kills Darth Vader, right? Like the war isn't over after that,
yeah,
right?
Like they're still.
Well, he
fighting
doesn't
it.
kill Darth Vader, but but they're still fighting, right? So Luke is getting increasingly more and more and more and more strong to the point where he becomes like the Force, right? Like he's basically the Force, and he could do shit that nobody could do. So they send him to like I forget which planet it was, but there's a whole army there, and he literally 1v like 2,000s the army. Like he just kills everybody like by himself.
believe it.
He's fucking. It's like it was so cool to read like the way that they worded it. I was like, damn boy, Luke Skywalker got the juice. He was fucking. He like force crushed like the whole army together and like with the
Threw him away.
It was
Yeah, balled him up,
disgusting.
threw him in the trash can.
Disgusting, dude. He's so cool. Like
Don't we think he's getting a little extreme with his violence here? No. Let's see what he has to do.
yeah. There's also in the third Star Wars movie of the prequels, when like Obi-Wan and Anakin have their fight.
Yeah.
There's a point where Anakin and Obi-Wan are like, and they're just like swinging around each other, but they're not. They're just. It looks like they're showing off.
Yeah.
And I read up on it, and it turns out that they're not showing off. Obi-Wan fights in this fight style that nobody could fight with, right? Or almost nobody fights with. And there's like different saber styles, right? And
Yeah,
Obi-Wan's
there's
like, let's just say like 4 or whatever. I don't know the actual number, but it's like reaction. But being that Obi-Wan is so in tune with the Force, he could like read people's movements before they do it. That's why he's the only Jedi that could ever fight General Grievous. No, if anybody else
yeah.
went up against General Grievous, they'd die. Like Obi-Wan is like
killed a lot of them.
perfect. Yeah. So that's why and Anakin has like the dark saber types, and he starts fighting and he's all aggression, but he could also read like, Obi-Wan's moves because he's fucking Darth Vader, So
Yeah.
Right.
they start fighting, and Anakin is looking for an opening while Obi-Wan is closing the opening. So they're both standing there swinging their fucking sword around like crazy because Anakin's trying to strike and he's trying to block. And when I read that, I was like, damn, dude.
That's
like,
cool. But the whole
That's
thing is when
fucking
you watch
sick.
some of these live action things, you miss out on a lot of that because
Oh, yeah.
it's not, you don't hear the voice in their head like, oh, I need to dodge this way and then he's going to go that way. And it's like, it's
Yeah.
more intricate with the reading. That's where I will say books over movies because yes,
Mm-hmm.
you can make flashy lightsaber battles look really cool, but
Yeah, but you get inner monologue.
you're
in the
not going to
books.
know the intricacies
Yeah.
to everything, like their thought
Yeah.
process of why they're doing this.
Yeah, I've said
just like with
forever.
anything.
Like all I want is like a Clone Wars movie. Mm-hmm. Like
That'd
a
be
long,
cool.
like some Band of Brothers type shit. Like if
That
they do
would
it
be
live
cool.
action.
Oh, you
but
mean
just
like
make it like M-rated.
Oh, what the hell was that one?
What's the one they didn't they just
know
come
how
out with one
pissed-
like
How pissed
Bad
they would
Batch?
be.
They did the Bad Batch.
All fighting, and the end of the movie is just like a Jedi falls out of the sky. And they're
it
like,
just kills them all?
"Ah,
Yeah, right.
fuck, man.
we just did all this fucking work. Really?
Well, yeah,
One guy to kill
supposedly,
all
like,
of us.
supposoly the clones were so good they would like just take out Jedi all the time too, like
Clones are
dark
sick.
side people. Yeah, clones were like unstoppable. Because then there was I don't know if you guys played that one way back, like original Xbox. I think it was like what was it, Clone Commando?
I
Where you
think
had
it
like
was,
the
yeah.
4-man squad.
Oh,
or whatever.
Republic
Yeah.
Commando.
Yeah.
That's it. Republic
That
Commando.
shit was awesome. And then like they
Yeah.
put those guys, or they put like a Clone Commando in the new Battlefront game, and that's like But
Do
they
you-
also had the Commander Cody with the
Yeah.
pistols and shit.
Do you
Cody
remember?
was a monster.
Do you remember that game? It was an old RPG game. It was
KOTOR, probably.
Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah.
Yep.
But it was the RPG, not the MMO.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it was
OG.
BioWare, the same guys that did Mass Effect. That was the game they did
that
before
shit
Mass Effect.
Was so
It was really good.
fucking good. So
I need to
fun.
go back and play it now, especially because I do like turn-based stuff, and that's kind of what that game is.
Yeah.
It's just, it was a little bit older, maybe a little bit clunkier, but my friend Empress, or I think her name is Layla. I don't know. I just call her Empress. My other streamer friend.
Yeah, I have her
She
I
streams
follow her
that
on
game
Twitch.
like every other month.
Dude,
Just a
that game is
complete
so fun.
playthrough.
I used to have a dual amber lightsaber. It was so fucking cool. I'd go into fights and be like,
I was guns.
I think the thing that turned me off of the game when I first tried playing it was as a kid too, because I was like probably 10 when it first came out, and I was like, I don't have a lightsaber at the beginning of this game. I don't want to play.
Yeah, no,
it.
you gotta get
Sucks.
it. Yeah,
I got a sword,
yeah.
and I'm like,
you gotta
I don't want that.
become the Jedi. Yeah.
Right.
I know,
Which
and it was
makes
all right
sense,
about. It's
but-
fine. Yeah.
But even like I did play the MMO one, and then I had Dark Side. I had like what was it? My guy was basically like following Vader's path, so I think it was like a Sith Juggernaut,
Okay.
the tank. And then like on what was it? Light Side or whatever. I had like a clone commando or whatever. You know, with like the fucking belt fed like. Beep, 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 beep,
That's
beep,
pretty
like,
cool.
Yeah,
spray
yeah,
down
yeah.
halls and shit.
They had
I
some
was like-
cool shit in those like movies and games and shit.
Dude,
Like,
but
that-
they just let it go.
That
Yeah.
MMO
You know what I mean?
game was so good until everybody realized that Jedi
it
was
was-
broken.
Yeah.
So because like as a bounty hunter, how the fuck do you fight a Jedi in PvP? You just
Right.
don't.
You can't.
You don't.
Yeah.
You can't. The Jedi just goes "Pateero, pateero, pateero," and then
Blocks
they just
everything.
fucking fuck you up your ass. So it's like, how do you even play? You can't. So the game became either you play Jedi, or you
Or you
play
lose.
like Sith Lord, or you don't play. And it's like, but the whole point was that
Everything.
everything was like good, you know. But now it's not. That's not how it goes. It kind of sucks.
It's just
Whatever,
kind
they
of
killed
it's
it.
what
It's
happens
alright.
with all these games that go on for as long as they do. They're constantly changing the balances, maybe not listening to the fans where they're like, hey, this is overpowered, you should probably change that. Look, we gave them a keychain, so you're fine. It's like, what is that gonna
Keychain.
fucking do? Am
We
I
gave you
wrong,
coupons
though?
to
It's
Jack
just
in the
like,
Box. Just play Bounty Hunter, please.
hey, look, here's
Go
a
clean
little
yourself
meal
up.
ticket for food next week. Good luck
Yeah.
against the Jedi, guys. See ya.
No, like
Yeah, we're gonna lock
Like-
the door on the way out.
you know how
Good luck.
You know how pissed that makes me. In reality, right? Like if I was just placed in the Star Wars world as I am now,
I would die
end up
immediately.
becoming a bounty hunter, right?
Right.
Like if
I'd
they gave
probably
me
do
a
that,
path,
yeah.
I'd end up becoming a bounty hunter because like that's my entire. That's my actual personality. Like, oh, hey, I go fuck up this guy, I get some money. You know what I mean? And it's like
Oh, yeah.
that's my whole personality. So, you know how fucking pissed I'd be if I was a bounty hunter for 15 years and then I just run into this fucking fresh Jedi.
Kid
The
with
guy's
a-
like
kid with a
14 years
stick.
old. Yeah, kid with the glowing stick just beats the shit out of me. Like I lose my arms. Like that's not fair, bro. I've been doing this 15 years. Like
But,
that's why
like-
Boba Fett pissed me off. I was like, Boba Fett's so fucking sick, and he gets
Oh,
taken
yeah.
down by this fucking kid. He's,
And he's half
brand new.
blind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like this is
Right.
fucking
No, I
terrible.
feel it. But
One
even,
more
like,
for
in
the
newer
Sarlacc pit.
stuff-
Yeah.
Even like in the newer stuff though, like you do see like people killing Jedi. So
Yeah.
it's kinda
Oh
like-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
doing
people kind of
cool.
were like, because it's like, oh, they can outsmart them. You know what I mean? Or even they could literally just shoot so fast they can't block everything.
Yeah.
Like I forget the one. It was probably some fan made shit I saw, but like the Jedi starts blocking, and then like the guy, you know, he has like that belt fit. It's not a belt. It's shooting lasers. I don't
Yeah,
know what
it's
you
the
call it.
laser Gatling
It's a
gun. I know what
Gatling
you're
gun.
It's like a
about.
Gatling gun.
He
yeah.
like hits a button on it, and then it like really winds up, and he's like, you know, and, like he just Swiss cheeses the fucking Jedi. He's just like, oh, thank God. You know, I was like, holy fuck! I was like,
Yeah.
you just butchered that guy. Like,
Dude,
it's so the universe is so violent, but because like we've always seen it, like, you know, when it first came out, right? Because ratings were all weird and shit back then, and like, you know, what was PG-13 now would definitely be like PG or G back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, we haven't seen like a non-Disney entity, because we're not gonna until, you know, Lucas either is like, fuck it, I take the rights back, you know.
yeah.
And, like, look,
Imagine like Mandalorian's violent.
Mandalorian's violence is really good. Like, you know what I actually liked about the Mandalorian is when he fights. What's it like the third episode or something? He fights that fucking thing for the Jawas.
Yes. Where the child
like-
saves him.
Yeah, and he's like literally gonna die. Like he puts his knife up and just puts his head down because he's like, you know, I'm gonna go out like a fucking warrior. Like
Yeah.
that is so cool to me. Like he like the main character gets fucked up. You know, that's what I
Yes.
like about it. Like they're not afraid to make him vulnerable. You know, he's not invincible. There's a lot of like areas where he gets his fucking ass kicked, and there's a lot of areas where he kicks people's fucking ass because he is the Mando. But like, that's what's so cool about it. Like the big bounty hunter fight between the Mandalorians. That was fucking sick. That guy comes out with the speed-fed fucking Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Butchers.
just cool. Just fucking cool with the jetpack. And then he looks over and he's like, I gotta get myself one of those.
Now, here's my question. Have they had, like, a prominent character in the series? Because I'm not a huge Star Wars person, but, like, The Mandalorian I liked. I liked the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. I liked those. The prequels, give or take.
The prequels are better now because of the more recent ones they did.
Understandable.
The more
And I
recent
probably
ones made
appreciate it
those
more.
look good.
The new trilogy.
In all honesty.
The new trilogy is okay. It's okay. I'm not going to say it's horrible. I'm not going to say it's the best thing I've ever seen.
I think
best
you're
thing
right.
I've
Episode 7
seen
was retelling
Star
A New
Wars,
Hope.
It really is. But
Yeah.
the best part of anything that's come out of Star Wars, in my opinion, has been The Mandalorian. That's where I look at it. But
I
my
could agree
question
with that.
is, because I don't know much
that.
of the lore for anything of Star Wars, has there been like a Jedi that uses a lightsaber as well as a gun?
You know?
No.
The closest one, I guess you could say, like, doesn't Solo pick up like in the books? I'm sure. I think
In the
Solo
books, he
picks up a
picks up the
saber at one
saber,
point.
yeah.
So
Does
he's
it
like,
actually
but-
work
but he's-
for him though?
yeah,
He
but he's not
swings
very
it.
in tune with the
He's-
Force. So he's
Yeah,
like,
he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's in tune
he can do
with
it a
the
little
Force.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah, but he's not like a Jedi.
He's
you
not
know?
a
Like,
natural.
I know he's not a Jedi.
They
yeah.
like to use the lightsaber. Like anybody could just pick up a lightsaber and start fucking swinging it around. You know?
Yeah, fucking-
Yeah, but no Jedi has ever used like a gun and the saber because
Which sounds
they
dope.
usually have abilities with the Force that they
Well,
could
yeah,
use.
just-
So why use a gun? You know,
Mm-hmm.
like they have like Anakin and Obi-Wan Force push each other in the third movie.
Yeah.
you know, Obi-Wan has abilities that I believe.
He can like
he
jump and shit. He has like superhuman abilities almost.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he
yeah.
Can, like
could,
land.
he could like
gently.
mind
Yeah.
control and shit like that. Yeah, he has that where like Yoda has, you know,
Crazy
Yoda
shit.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mace Windu
Most
is
powerful
actually
Jedi.
one of the. He's literally the most powerful Jedi. If you cut out Yoda, he's stronger than.
He's
Yoda.
stronger than Yoda.
He's stronger than Yoda. Yeah.
And that was Sam
he
Jackson's
uses-
character, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He uses the Force like aggressively.
He
Okay.
uses and that's the reason Grievous is crippled like he is. Like, like that, like
Yeah,
because
because he
always
fought
has.
Mace Windu.
Yeah, he fought
Oh, okay.
Windu, and I don't know if you ever saw the animated ones that what's his name, Gennady Tartakovsky did. The guy who did like Dexter's Lab and all that shit.
Yeah, I saw that they
Cartoon
did an
Network
animated
years ago.
series. I didn't
yeah,
watch
he
it.
did.
Is
like
that the one with
they were-
Freddie Prinze Jr.?
I think so. He
think
did
it
like
is.
they were we were younger when it came out, but he did like an animatic of the Clone Wars, like leading up to Episode 3 from the prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that shit was my absolute. I still go back and watch it every now and time. Because one, it's really
Yeah, it was
well
good.
done. Two, I think they got all the voice actors. Like they got Ewan McGregor and what's his name, Hayden Christensen and all
Yeah,
that,
they did.
which was wild. But what is it? At one point, when Windu's introduced, right, and it's some like he's in like the middle of a field somewhere, and there's just like this huge droid army, and he is literally doing like you said, Rob, with like Luke, like 1v2000.
Yeah, yeah.
And he is literally just like charging through them, ripping them apart. There's one point he's surrounded. So he puts his lightsaber down. He goes like, Leia like puts his hands out. All the screws and bolts fly out of the droids, and they all just like fall apart and shit. I was
Yeah.
like,
Mace Windu's
what
very
the
strong.
fuck? And he fights like this ground pound thing that makes like these huge like concussive like waves in the ground. It leaves like a crater.
Yeah.
He takes that fucking thing down. Like he gets inside it and just rips it apart. You know, the droids are like, Mace Windu's inside, and then like they're getting blown up and shit. And some
No,
kid
but-
watches the whole thing and is just like,
No, like Mace
yeah, the
Windu
kid's like,
is
what the fuck?
disgustingly strong.
Oh,
like
he's OP.
Like, do you remember when you know,
Fighting Palpatine?
when Palpatine is like Force lightninging him, and he's holding it back, and then he pushes it at him and like fucking
Yeah.
deforms him.
Yeah.
The only person in the entire Star Wars universe that can do that is Mace Windu.
Yep.
He's
Dude is
literally
that
the
fucking
only
strong.
person that is strong enough to repel Force lightning. Like, he didn't only like Some
Not
people
stop
could, like,
it. He turned it
some people
around.
could stop
Yeah.
it, maybe, but it'll fuck them up. But he literally turned it around and used the Emperor's own life force, like, against him. Like, he was gonna kill the Emperor too, and the Emperor is like unbelievably strong.
Yeah.
But he's gonna kill the Emperor, and then Anakin fucks him over. But
Yeah, he gets interrupted, then just blasts him out the window.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I do remember.
Which
I do know
supposedly
it
he
is.
didn't die. Supposedly.
I mean, that would kind of make sense that he didn't die, but,
Yeah.
you know,
'Cause
movies. He's
like
out
what
a
I was
window.
gonna say too, with those like animated ones leading up to it, like the episode 3, it begins with like the Chancellor was kidnapped or whatever.
yeah,
So there's like a droid raid on that capital city or whatever the fuck where they all live. And it's Windu and Yoda pretty much like leading the forces. But then, there's fucking the clone what's his name? Commander Cody. He's like, we're getting overrun. There's a part where like a super battle droid comes over the fucking like cliff. And he literally just like punches a hole in it and like rips the processor out or whatever. Takes his pistol out, starts blasting his buddy with him, gets shot, and he picks up his blaster. It's like a belt fed one. So he's like, he's like, we're overrun. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, like he don't
But
even care.
He's a machine. He's like, fall back. And then, Yoda shows up, march forward. And then, like, literally just butchers everything. And they're all like, okay. So he just. But they take the Grievous and Dooku, kidnap Palpatine. And as they're, like, flying away, Windu does, which I guess Jedi aren't supposed to do. It's called, like, Force Crush, where they, like, sandwich thing.
Yeah.
So he got him in the chest with it. And it crushed his lungs and everything else, like because Grievous is like human
yeah.
under all that.
Is he really?
So it smashed his lungs, his like it fried everything. So Grievous is basically on like life support in that robot body.
Fuck.
Like
I
he's
didn't
still
even
a
know he was
machine.
human.
He was part human, but he just kept getting fucked up. So they were like, well,
Yeah.
he's really good. And he is kind of like in tune with the Force. What can we do to augment him? So then they gave him that like fucking praying mantis body with like the
yeah.
forearms and shit. But yeah, like Windu would have obliterated him. Like it was.
Well,
and then,
but
I
then
guess
he
got,
became unfightable because he had 4 sabers. Like
Yeah, you couldn't keep up with that.
his
Yeah.
his hands spin at a fucking
Yeah, his
360
wrists.
degree
Yeah.
angle. Yeah,
He had
so
no
it's
wrists.
like, yeah, like that's why when you see like Obi-Wan fighting him and you see like all they're like, and he's like,
He's just
and
ignoring
like,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking. That's because Obi-Wan could actually see the direction that they're gonna come at, so like he's not even worried. Like he knows he's not gonna get hit.
You can have 8
That's
arms
why-
and it'll still block you every swing.
Yeah, like Obi-Wan's so fucking strong. That's why when Anakin like jumped at him and he's like, "I have the high ground. Like, don't try it. Like, you're
He's
never
like,
gonna
I'm
get near
see
me, dude."
everything.
See, it makes it a little bit more understandable now with that line, I have the high ground, don't try it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you
like-
underestimate my power. Like,
Yeah.
like
It's
sounds
just
like he
like,
shit
dude, like-
himself.
Yeah. You underestimate my power.
And then he gets his fucking legs and his arm cut off again.
falls
Yeah.
into the lava.
The hottest
hate
thing in
you.
Star Wars, Anakin.
No,
That
but
poor bastard.
Obi-Wan is just like leagues above. Like that's why when he
Yeah.
was fighting Anakin, he could probably take him as an old man too. Like remember he's fighting him as Darth Vader and old Ben, and he could have taken him there too.
Yep, but
But-
he just does the ghost out thing or whatever. Like, oh, I'll see you
Yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah, well he
Like-
wanted Luke to like because he knew Luke was gonna be like the Force.
stronger. Yeah.
So he was like, well we gotta kickstart
Give him
this
a
kid's
nudge.
fucking life
Yeah.
somehow. Yeah, he's like I'll just
I'll
put
just
my sword
die,
away.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really die. He just kind of like absorbs into the
Yeah,
force.
he just
'cause
goes
he's so
into the
fucking
he
strong,
just
yeah.
becomes the Force. Yep. It's fucking sweet.
It's very
like they do.
cool. There's so much
The-
cool shit with and I think Star Wars fans get a bad rap because obviously they hang on the movies.
Some of them
They're religious
really
with it.
do deserve that bad
It's
rap,
annoying,
but
there's a lot of parts of the movies that deserve to be criticized. Like there are some really bad parts. Don't get me wrong, but like the actual like shit on the side that's written is dope. There's like Gray Jedi where they won't go with the light or the dark. They stay in the middle, and that's
Yeah.
almost like what Mace Windu was because he would learn all these like dark side things. Mm-hmm. Like the lightning, like Rob was talking about, he could deflect it because he knew how to do that.
Oh, okay.
So he knew what to do to turn it around on somebody, but that's
know-
why he learned it. And then the crush was literally like, if I have
That's
to,
that's
I
a
will
dark
literally
side
just
move.
He's like,
Yeah.
I will literally just annihilate somebody if I have to. Like if I'm
Well,
gonna
that-
die, yeah.
That's what's so funny. I watched Freddie Prinze Jr. rant for like 5 minutes about Star Wars, and he goes, all these fucking Star Wars fans. He goes, listen. He goes, Star Wars for fucking kids. He's like, you want to listen? He's like, I talked to George Lucas. I know how the fucking Force works better than anybody. He goes, so listen to me. He goes, you fucking gray Jedi shit. He's like, there are no fucking gray Jedi. He goes, the Force is the Force. He's like, and if there's too much good, the Force will balance it out with a strong evil character. And then he's like, then the Force will be balanced again. He's like, the Force always has to be this balancing act. He goes, there's no one in the fucking middle of the fucking Force. And he just starts screaming about it. He's like, so you can fucking talk shit all you want. I don't give a fuck. He's like, fucking Force is the Force, man. That's it. He's like, all these fucking kids. God damn it.
All these fucking kids.
I love that he just went from being like the teenage heartthrob back in like the late 90s to now he's the super nerd that everyone didn't really expect because he's like every single BioWare game he's in, because he was Iron Bull. He was in he was in Mass Effect. I think he was the guy in 3, the big bulky dude. That was Freddie Prinze Jr. as well. What happened?
The Krogan?
No, the buff human. I can't remember what his name
Oh,
was.
okay. I was like, I don't think he would hit Rex.
Shepard. Rex. Shepard. Rex.
Dude, we used to do that all the fucking time.
It would go on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we do it for like
Rex.
We did it for 30 minutes. We were playing the fucking multiplayer the one time. Like, you get down, you'd be like, Rex.
Speaking of being down, just like last night playing fucking Remnant, Ben. Hey, Ben, I'm down. Yeah, I'm good.
Well, fucking, yeah. I'm good. I'm not going to go
a
down.
full fucking minute. He's like,
If
I'm
I go for
decorating
you,
my
I'm gonna
character.
die.
I'm still down, Ben. I'm still going through my stuff. And he's like 10 feet away.
hang on.
I'm like, Ben, come over and pick me
I
up,
thought
please.
you were further away, to be fair.
I was,
Dude,
because you still
I
ran
used
over,
to-
and I still died.
I
used
got
to
you
play
back
that
up.
game.
No, I
used to
died!
play that game.
Yeah,
There
but
was a
you were
dude.
alive.
There was a dude that used to watch me. His name was DSG Wired. Shout out to
Yeah,
him because
I remember him.
He was funny as shit. But he started watching my stream because I was playing Remnant at the time, and he's like, press your R ability, and I was like, I don't have to, man. He goes, press your R ability right now. So I'm like, okay. So I press my R ability, and after I hit it, he donates me $20, and he's like, here, for a new keyboard, because your fucking R key is obviously broken. And, like, anytime anything would happen, he would just, like, donate me $20. Like, I'd, like, misclick on the mouse. He's like, buy a new mouse. Your mouse fucking sucks. Like, he would just, like, the donations were so, like, nice of him. But
Backhanded, yeah,
it was
right?
so funny, dude. Like, one day I thought it said $5. He donated $50 just because I forgot what it was, but I died on the last boss, and I was like, I don't get how to do this, man. And he's like, learn how to read a guide, dipshit. Here's for some glasses. And he gave me $50. I was like, bro,
I love
I'm not
that.
blind. I'm
That's the
retarded.
chaotic good.
It's so weird that, like, people will donate for that. Like, the whole structure of Twitch existing is just weird to me.
It's very
But,
weird.
like, there's never a point in time where I thought our hobby could literally make us some extra cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or,
Like,
or a living.
or
Yeah.
a living. Yeah, some people make fucking millions. Like, what's his name?
XQC is rich. Tyler
Before-
Wood's rich.
Ms.
Before he
Kiff?
cheated on his wife 2 or 3
Ms.
times.
Kiff's
Dr.
rich.
Disrespect was a fucking
Dr.
machine.
Disrespect.
You know, he's
Yep.
still my favorite streamer of all time.
Here's
He's
my
still
question.
huge.
What
He's just
happened
my
to
absolute favorite.
Ninja? Did he just disappear, or is he still
No,
streaming?
no. He
He's
plays
doing
League of Legends
now.
Oh.
But he's pretty bad. He's really
He's
bad.
pretty fucking bad, and he
He's really
rages
bad.
though. I
Yeah,
love
which is
watching
funny.
it because he rages out over like stupid shit that I'd never do in a million years. Like Ninja literally. Okay, so there's if you guys play League of Legends, you know. If you don't, I'll explain it so you don't. Like I know Eric doesn't, so I'll explain it. So they kill 5 people, which the enemy team only has 5 people, right?
Yeah.
So they
It's
wipe
5 on
them.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means that right now they have a wave of minions pushing down mid lane. So he could run out and they could push down the mid lane and end the game, or they could take the Baron, right? I would go for the mid lane push. His whole team goes Baron. By himself, he can't take the mid lane, right? It's impossible. He needs his people. So the the play would be go at your team, just take the Baron. They made a stupid play, but go at your team. He goes down the mid lane and tries to take the towers by himself. He can't do it. They don't get the towers. His team all dies at the Baron because he wasn't there to DPS it to do extra damage. So they get neither of them, and they lose the game. And he dies in the mid lane. He's like, "Ah! Ah!" and like he literally like bugged out, like smashed his fucking hands on his keyboard, and he's screaming and shaking and fucking.
Yeah.
Bro, he literally looks like a crackhead. Have you seen him recently?
Yeah,
No.
he looks
Look up a
skinnier
picture
than
of
Rob.
Ninja
He
right
looks
now.
skinnier than Rob with like longer hair than me. It's like all his fucking drugs are like growing out of
It
his
just
head.
looks like he's on coke. Like he
looks
like he's a
rough.
cocaine addict. That's what it looks like.
Which like
Oh my God.
I don't know about you guys, but like if I got that big playing video games, I would be 2 or 3. I'd look like I did in high school. I'd be 2 or 3 times as swole as I am now.
Oh, is this
Because
him?
like what the fuck else am I gonna do outside of
Yeah,
streaming?
I play video games.
Is that him?
You know?
You know what I mean?
Wait, let me look.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him. That's
Yeah, that's him.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, really,
This,
that's
this,
what he
this,
looks
this.
like right
Yes,
now.
that's him. Yes.
Oh
It looks
my
rough,
God.
man. And then for reference, the second row down on the far right, that's probably him like right at the peak.
That's the peak. Yeah, I know that.
That's when he looked normal.
When he was
yeah.
making millions of dollars playing a kid's shitty shooter builder game thing.
I was so pissed about Fortnite, bro. That game sucks my balls.
I had the alpha, like when it was just
when it was a zombie game.
Yeah, when it was a zombie. That shit is fun as
It was
hell.
good. It was fun.
It was super fun. But then they saw how much money the fucking, Battle Royale was making them, and they were like, well, shift direction. And then after that point, it took a year for new PvE. We call it PvE, player versus enemy.
Yeah, PvE.
PvE content was a year after that.
Yep.
Like, they just abandoned it, which
And
is
they don't
shame.
do anything now.
No, and it was fun as hell. It's still fun if you go back and play it. I've done it, but it's like there's no one there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're pretty much by yourself. But it was cool. It was like everything's like relatively objective based. It's like, hey, you got to power this thing up, and it's going to take 20 minutes, but you can build a defense however big you want. But we'll give you bonus shit if you do it with as minimal things as possible. So basically, you just build you build a metal fucking vault around it, and then you put some traps down. You call it a day. Like you're like, well, hope my guns are good, and then you just start blasting.
Yeah.
This shit was so fun.
Because I remember back when we were playing, I think it was Gears 3, was when they first announced Fortnite. And they're like, hey, look,
Yeah, we
we're
were like,
making a wave defense game because you guys like Horde. And I'm like, cool.
Fuck
It
yeah,
looks
I'm in.
cartoony. That looks neat. I'm excited for that. Then it disappeared for like 3 years. Then they said, all right, it's coming back. And then they released like the early beta stuff. And it was, hey,
And it was
cool,
good.
wave defense. And then just as soon as PUBG got popular, they're like, hey, try this. And I'll admit, it was okay. It was
Yeah, it
fine.
was all right.
The battle royale was fine, and then it just
It just
Eh.
fell through.
It's-
It's just not for me. I'm not a battle royale guy. Stop! Yeah, the fucking dance.
Yeah. It's like, bro, just
Yeah, the
stop, man.
memes.
Like, it just got so cringe. Like, it
Exactly.
They geared it toward children.
They
'cause
did.
Which is
that's
fine.
what they were making money off of. And then they geared it so much toward children that when grown men played it, they were always playing with a group of kids.
Which was weird.
And then it just kind of pushed their grown consumers out.
Yep.
And now it's just a kids game, basically.
And then like we went on to like Apex, or we went back to PUBG, or
Yeah,
And
like,
look, Apex
That's a
like
game that took
still
the
good.
fucking world
Apex
by
is good.
storm. That
well, everyone
that is
in
what I
Titanfall
love.
3.
like, yo, if we're gonna talk about games for the rest of this,
Might as well.
the Apex, I think they did it the perfect way. They didn't even advertise it.
Nope.
They literally released the game and said, Apex
this.
is out. And everybody's like, what's this? I remember when it came out, I was like, what the fuck is Apex? I never even heard of it.
Yep.
And I logged into it and I was like, this is great. Like, this is really fun. But there are games that they tease the release for, let's just say Cyberpunk 2020, and they say, oh, hey, like, this is going to be really good, and look at this, and look at that, and look at this. And they call
years
it
later.
out 4 years. Yeah, they call it out 8 years in advance, and then the game comes out, and it's overhyped. And when it finally comes out, everybody deems it shit. Now, do I think that game was shit? No. Do I think that it was okay or good? I think it was good. But if they didn't overhype it, if nobody overhyped it, the game would have been great. Everybody would have been happy with what came out. They would have been like, oh,
Yeah.
shit, dude, Keanu Reeves is in this
And
one?
you know,
False advertising.
It's also not really on CD Projekt Red that much. It's also the fans. They fuck
Yeah, they're
that
like, put
up
it out.
for CD
Put it
Projekt
out.
Red. We want
Put
this
it out.
game. Oh, we love The Witcher so much. The Witcher series could do no wrong, so this is going to be the best game in the world. As soon as they saw a first-person shooter, oh no. It's
Yeah.
like not everything's gonna be The Witcher, guys. Like
Yeah.
Like look at Epic. They went from doing Unreal Tournament, then they did Gears, and then they did Fortnite, and then they stopped doing games. But just
Right.
kind of like Valve.
Unreal
They
Tournament
stopped.
was fun.
I love Unreal
I
Tournament.
still have 2004. Apparently, the servers are still up on PC, so I might try that one day.
Dude, the original
Yeah.
servers are still up.
Yeah.
Like back on the
Yeah.
fucking like DOS days of Windows and shit.
Yeah,
Like those are all
Unreal
still
Tournament is a great game. Another game that I really liked was Quake. That didn't
Yeah.
get a lot of love.
up. That
I was
the-
never a Quake person. I played
That was
Quake
the id
4.
games. Quake was
I
good.
liked arena shooters, so like it was fun for me.
Well, Rob,
I
that
liked
puts
Quake.
us in the boomer shooter category.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
because which I'm fine with, dude. Doom and Doom Eternal were two games I didn't know I needed, and they were basically just $60 soundtracks with a game. But
Yeah, it's
when
nice
I'm
that a
ripping a
game
guy's
came with the CD.
when I'm ripping a guy's spine at his ass, and it's it's a drop C distorted like
Fucking 9-string
You're
guitar.
like, fuck yeah! Like it is just so satisfying. Like I am here to kill. I don't know where I am. I don't know why I'm here. All I know is everything in front of me needs to die. Like
that
it is
meme
so
of-
simple.
That meme of Tyler 1 in the Doom guy suit is
Yeah.
so fucking funny. you see him like he's like oh, and he like cuts into the guy, and then it shows like the split from his back, so
Yeah,
it like cuts the dude open. You just
And he's
see
standing
Tyler's
there.
face, and he's like,
I think I sent you that, dude. That was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
and then the other one that killed me is when you hear the caramel dancing music. You hear that, and it's like really muted, and the camera's like looking around. It looks at Doom Guy, and his helmet's changing colors, like on the inside, like all these different colors, and then he just, and then the music gets like deafeningly loud. It's like, and he's like just blowing people away with a shotgun and shit. And I'm like, what psychopath made me need this mod?
Yep.
no, like I don't know, man. I thought
What the
that
fuck
arena
is wrong with
shooters were
me?
really good. I thought Doom was really good. I liked
Tight.
I don't know, I just like that style of game. It was just always fun. It was really competitive.
Fast pace.
Exactly.
It was fast paced, but it wasn't like you had like such an edge if you were good, right? Like there was a game that came out called Lawbreakers, which
Yeah, I remember that.
was Lawbreakers was great, and I was when the game was coming out, I was like one of the first people to play it, and I was so happy because it was so good. And then they just shut it down one
Yep.
day. And
Their
I was
player
like-
base just disappeared.
I was like, why? And they just didn't advertise the game at all.
It was
after
also, I
came
think,
out.
it came out around the same time as Overwatch, which was a bad idea.
Yeah, but
Overwatch
what was
is a
sad
bad
was they're
game.
two totally different. Yeah, Overwatch sucks, bro. You don't
All right,
have
look,
to
I can
aim.
go into that real quick.
Overwatch is
Wrong.
for a select crowd.
Wrong.
It's a party game.
How's that
dude.
not
Wrong.
wrong?
It's wrong.
How's
So
that
here's
wrong?
why it's bullshit. So Overwatch, when it first started, like you said, it was a party game. Me and the boys would get on. I'd play Reinhardt because people are like, oh, he's the easiest tank in the game. I'm like, then why do I never die? Why can't you kill me, you fucking bitch? 1v1 me. But like, Reinhardt was the shit. You were a big beefy boy. You
Yep.
had no range except for like one like swoosh
Big
thing.
shield.
Yep.
You had big shield. You had big meat. You were a threat. You were a tank. So was pretty much every other goddamn tank. My brother, when he played with me a lot, he'd play Roadhog with the hook
yeah.
and shit.
The hook, yeah.
So we called it Hasselhog or Schnitzel because it was the big German guy with the pig dude, or it was, Hasselhoff and a pig. But like, that was so much fun because me and him, we played with a pro team for a little bit, but they didn't like that we didn't play like the meta picks.
Yeah.
And they
the
were
whole
like,
thing with
well,
tournaments and
they're like,
everything.
well, we don't want to play with you. I'm like, we've never lost. Why do you not want to play with us? Like, we're not losing. So we just dropped that shit. But when I stepped away from it, like the changes they made were weird. So they made supports tankier, they made DPS faster, and they made tanks do more damage. I'm like, so what the fuck do you want to play? You know what I mean? They're like,
Yeah.
well, tanks don't do enough damage. I'm like, because you're a tank. You're supposed to get shot.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be big. You're
take
supposed to stay on-
damage.
You're supposed to be on the objective. You're supposed to be a problem. Well,
Yeah.
supports died too easy because your skills can
You're a healer.
change. Your skills can change the outcome of a game instantly. You have
Yeah.
a revive. You have a mass revive. You have a fucking shield for your whole team that like triples their health. Of course you should die easy because you should be focused.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you are impactful. And DPS, you were a little bit slow because you couldn't melt everybody. So they
Yeah.
had to be like, oh, he's coming. Or you had to be clever and sneak
Oh,
around
Lord,
and
he's
flank
coming.
and drop on them, and then you can melt their whole team if no one saw you coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you can just face roll. Like it's
Yep.
there's no skill involved in the game anymore because
What does that mean?
it's a
Sorry,
plane.
I don't know many of the terms for like kind of the hero shooters and like RPG, like that kind of stuff with like face
What,
roll.
face roll?
I don't know what that is.
like they can
It
just roll
basically
your team.
means you can just literally
shut your brain
you
off.
could
and win.
literally shut your brain off. You could put your hand on your keyboard and go like this and just kill 5 fucking people.
Okay.
You know, it's like basically you don't have to try to do things like optimally.
as a team and meta.
Yeah.
There's no teamwork required because you can blow away the whole enemy team.
Yeah, as anybody now.
As
So as
anybody.
opposed to it being like a team shooter, it turns into like a Gears of War situation where it's just like everyone's their
Yeah.
own walking army, so they can do whatever they want.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was not the point, but then because they've never, granted, I'll give Blizzard a little bit of leeway there, the developer, like they've never done anything like that, and this is just after they did Heroes of the Storm, which is basically League with all Warcraft characters and shit.
Yep.
So
The
like,
Heroes was
they
fun,
don't-
though.
Heroes definitely fun, and the people still doing it. There's a small team. It is still fun as fuck. Just not a lot of people play it.
There's a game
But,
I
like-
might try by them again.
But they didn't know
Hearthstone.
shit about. Yeah,
Hearthstone's fun. The issue
But you're
with
gonna get
Hearthstone
beat by a
is
guy that spent $100 on a deck.
it became
Oh, yeah.
pay to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
became
pay
pay
to
to
win.
win. But
That's why I
all
stopped.
card games are pay to win.
Yep.
Yes, it takes the fun out of it. But kind of like Rob was saying too, like these guys have never patched these. They don't know balance with these kind of games
Yep.
because they never made them before.
That's what I've heard from a majority of the fan base for Overwatch.
but like
just they
with
don't
Heroes
know
of the
how to
Storm,
nerf
no, they
or-
don't. But then like with Heroes of the Storm, the small team they have working on it now is basically like we're just going to we're going to make everyone broken so then everyone's balanced. And I was like, that is completely
That's
fair.
Dota.
I was like, yeah, like
That's
I
just
watched,
like Dota.
I watched some of those fucking games. Like they just 100-0 like a tank, and like one guy, and I'm like, what the fuck? But
Bro,
then the
there's
team
a
rolls on him.
support in Dota, and his name's Lion, but his
Yeah,
his ultimate is Touch of Death.
yeah, you just kill
He's a
somebody.
support, by the way. Yeah, all he has to do is right click you. He buys an item called Aghanim Scepter, and
Yep, that
Aghanim
makes your
Scepter
ultimate work
boosts your
different.
ult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he right clicks and he could do like 4K damage in one shot. That
He
that
can
will one shot
insta-kill
a
you.
tank.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like the
Full
most
build.
fed person on the team will run up on you, and Lion will just like blink dagger, press R, and that guy's dead. And
Yeah.
then it's like, so what do you do, dude? That guy had 42 kills. How the fuck do I win the game now? This guy's
Yeah,
getting
right.
one-shotted every time he walks in.
But that's
But-
that's how you balance something. You leave everyone broken because then it comes down to how well can you play that character.
Yeah.
And that's what I hated with Overwatch because like my Reinhardt was unstoppable. I'd outdamage DPS. I would snipe people out of the air with the fucking
I had a
whoosh
lot of
thing on the
fucking
hammer.
fun with him. I'm trying to remember who I played them. Oh, I played Junkrat all the time. That was just me.
Junkrat, yeah, Junkrat
I
was
played,
like cruise
I
control.
played Hanzo.
Of course
Yeah,
you
you
did.
fucking look like Hanzo.
Mocked by the dragon.
Yeah.
But
Look, he's even
I
got the
played-
little strand of hair coming down. You little shit.
But I played Torbjorn too because like something I liked.
Make it so
wasn't that
Torbjorn
game.
could climb walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
That was great.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. So, yeah, the clink, 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 clink.
They're
He
like,
just,
make
runs
this an
up the
update,
wall.
and they're like, excuse us, make it
Yeah,
so.
no. But it was who was it? The voice actor for Tychus, like in StarCraft 2 and all that. You know, I've been a bad man, Jimmy. Like that guy.
Yeah.
When Heroes of the Storm came out, I think I was still in college, and my girlfriend at the time bought me like
Yeah, they
the
put
alpha
Tychus in
or
the game.
Yeah, she bought me like the alpha or the beta, whatever, like the closed one. So me and my
Mm-hmm.
buddy would play, and we just missed getting a fifth, but we would have been in that Heroes of the Dorm competition where they give you like 50K each for tuition if you win.
Oh, shit.
Or
Oh,
maybe
I
it was like
remember
150.
that. Yeah.
Maybe it was more. It might have been like 150K. Maybe I did the math wrong. But it was a lot of money. And if we would have got a fifth, I'm 99% confident we could have won that shit because my Tychus game was unstoppable. But I still had a Twitter, right? I'd do screenshots and shit and post it on Twitter. The voice actor, Neil Kaplan, followed me on Twitter. I was like, oh my God. He's like, and he sent me like a voice message. He's like, you doing some good work with that minigun, boy. I'm like, oh my God. Like anger a little bit. I was like, I
pretty
love
neat.
this shit. I've been playing StarCraft since I was like fucking 10. So I was like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If
Tychus.
people don't know
It's
this,
fucking
like as soon as Ben starts talking about StarCraft, he can go all
It's
fucking
I love
so cool, man.
StarCraft.
It's so
I love
cool.
StarCraft.
I never
That game's
really
so good.
got into the RTS stuff. That was just me.
Like,
I was more like the
RTS
turn-based.
wise, whatever, but like
Yeah.
the story in it is dope. Like Arcturus
the
Mensk
story's
is
really
a
good.
dick. Like he starts out as like a liberator, and then he's like a conqueror and an emperor. And you're
Kerrigan.
like, Jim Raynor is the fucking man. Like he's.
Jim Ray.
I watched my woman get turned into a Zerg, and I'm still gonna fucking save her. And
Yeah, I do
save
know
her,
about that.
And then she
I do
turns
know about
back into a
Kerrigan.
Zerg, and I get mad, but then it's cool because that's what she wants to do. I'm gonna respect that decision, but I'm also gonna kill this motherfucker. Like Jim Raynor's a beast.
Yeah.
He's fostering peace between all the races in that fucking game. Protoss are wiping out planets and shit, and he's like, "Whoa, we'll help you fight these Zerg, man. It's cool." And they're like, "You are a wise man, Jim Raynor." You know, like they're all
Zeratul,
like,
bro.
Yeah, fucking 9-foot tall, like antelope-legged motherfuckers that could just like snap your neck in a second. They're like, "We honor you, friend Raynor." You know, like shit like that. I love it. It's so stupid.
I played a lot of Warcraft 3 back
I
in the
did
day,
too.
and then
Yep.
that led into StarCraft, and then that led into StarCraft 2. And then I was really hyped for the remaster of Warcraft 3.
Oh.
And then they
Oh, dude, that was horrible. I refunded that day one.
they
so
fucked
bad.
it.
I didn't
It
even
was
play it,
so
and I know
bad.
it looks bad.
It was so bad, dude. They didn't update it. They made it look shiny, but they didn't update like unit pathing, and they didn't add all these like fancy cutscenes
Yeah,
they were talking
same
about.
fucking
and
game, man.
It was the same dialogue, like just they patched the voicing so it didn't like the mic didn't cut or spike, and it was like, you want me to pay fucking $30 for this? I'll just play the original. Like, there's
Yeah.
no fucking difference.
Oh, and then
Yeah, it's like I
didn't
still
they
have the
take
box
the
set now.
original off the website too? So like you
Yes.
couldn't even play the original, so you were stuck
Yeah.
with the Reforged.
Blizzard's a shit company, bro.
Oh, they're horrible.
Like-
Blizzard has gone downhill, and it's sad.
And they're still going downhill, and they'll continue to go downhill until all of their player base disappears. Because
But they will milk
that's
them for
Blizzard.
every dollar. Like
Yep.
Diablo 4 is coming out. Am I excited? No.
Overwatch 2 is coming
I
out.
wanna be?
I don't think anyone cares.
It's the same game as one with a
Yeah.
story. That's all. Like, if you buy that, you have brain damage. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know, man.
I'll wait and see. They're like, oh, it has leveling, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. You know,
Yeah.
like, it looks the exact same.
I haven't seen
I'll look
any
at it.
gameplay for
Story.
it. Like, if they add something to it where it's like maybe if you're doing single player stuff, there's like a progression system, like you're saying, leveling up. If that happens where it's like you can go out and do missions by yourself or do co-op missions with friends and then do PvP on the side, maybe. Don't charge a whole $60 for it, but like...
Well,
feel like
I
they're
think the stupid thing is it's going to be the same game as 1, right? So why wouldn't they just add an expansion to 1
Right. That's exactly
if they're
going
going
to
do that? Just
point.
add a single player expansion.
$20, $30 expansion. You'll get more
Do
people
like what
buying
you
it than
guys
if you
did
did a full
fucking
game.
with WoW. Just do a massive update, upres all the textures, change things, do this, change that. Do the WoW thing. But now they can't do that nowadays because that's not the meta. Back then, it was where they're just like, oh, we'll put out some expansions. Oh, we completely changed the HUD, change this, change that. They don't do that
I
anymore.
liked expansions.
Yeah,
I liked
expansions were
expansions.
cool.
I thought that was sick.
Not
I-
season passes, but expansions.
Expansions.
Because guess what? It added new stuff to the game, not
Mm-hmm.
just redid some of the old shit.
Yeah.
It added more to the game. It didn't just be like, oh, now you can access this. It's, hey, we got to actually install
why-
this shit.
Oh, we
That's
gotta
why I'm
make this
so-
after we release the game. Like half a year from now, there will be an expansion. Not next month the first map pack comes out. Why didn't you just put it in the game?
Yeah. That's why I'm so excited for Ashes of Creation. I really hope they don't let me down.
What is that?
Ashes of Creation is a new MMORPG that is in alpha right now that they're working on. It runs on the Unreal 4 engine.
Oh,
So it's beautiful. I'll show you some gameplay after this, but
Hell yeah.
dude, it is so fucking pretty. There's going to be mass PvP. There's going to be castle raids,
Ooh.
castle sieges.
So what's the time period?
What, like how far they've come?
No, I mean like for the game. Like what kind of time period is it based in? Would you say is it like a
Medieval.
sci-fi or medieval? Okay, so it is medieval.
Medieval.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like dragons and shit. It looks really, really good. There's 9, I think there's 8 races right now, or maybe 10 races, and there's 64 playable classes.
Wow.
It's really cool how they're doing it. If anybody's an MMORPG fan, real quick, it's really cool how they're doing it. They're giving you 9 base classes, right? Like your first class will be like warrior or rogue or mage or priest or this or that, right? The basics. And then your secondary class, you could pick one of those main classes as your secondary class, and as you level up, it turns you into its own specific class, 1 out of 64.
So that kind of reminds me of the one game, Kingdoms of Amalur. Like it kind of looked like WoW, but it was like a beat 'em up game, God of War style, but open world RPG. And it was like you start with one, and then the more you play, you unlock stuff where it could be a combination of the 2 or like 3, and it's just
right.
Yeah,
that game was more like that game was more like Fable.
Yes,
like you remember you could pick like Inflame. And it would, like, boost your fire skill to, like, an AoE, like, fire explosion around you. This game is more like, okay, so you want to be a mage and a rogue. So that'll put you on the path to be a dark sorcerer, right? And now the dark sorcerer will have mage abilities in a way, right? But you have to do them, like, stealthily. Like, being that you'll be, like, this dark evil sorcerer guy, basically he'll have abilities to like blink behind people so you could stab him in the neck and shit. Oh,
kind of like
that.
Dishonored almost.
Kinda, yeah. Like he'll like that. You could make paladins off of like being a warrior and a priest.
Interesting.
Like really, really cool. 64 playable classes. The races look fucking sick. I watched alpha gameplay. Looks really, really good. The game is going to be free with a $15 sub monthly, which is nice.
It's nice
because it's a monetary boundary to keep, assholes out. And I don't know, man. I just think that game personally would be really, really, really good when it finally does come out. We have like a year and a half, I think, left, or a year left, and then it's supposed to release. But it looks so good, and everybody's like overhyping it, and I'm afraid because I don't want it to get overhyped, and then the game comes out and it's a 9 out of 10, and people will be like, "What the fuck is this garbage?" Yeah. Like, dude, you
Not
can't
enough water.
expect it.
Too much water.
Yeah, you can't expect it to solve all of your problems and your credit card debt goes away because you played fucking Ashes of Creation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're gonna play the game. It's a fucking game. Expect it to be a good game, but don't expect it to like solve all your fucking problems and this is gonna cure my depression
in a nutshell.
Yeah. Don't overhype the game and it'll be good.
Yep.
Right. Like I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what happens with it. I'm happy with what I've seen so far. It's an alpha and I already like what it looks like. So I could only fucking imagine what it's gonna look like in a year and a half when it's done, when the open beta starts. You don't have to participate in the alpha. The alpha's like they're selling alpha keys and shit, but there's so much money, it's not worth it. Like, they already got their money, they already made it. This is just for you to be, like, basically an alpha tester, for you to, like, join the team.
Just like most games on Kickstarter and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's a Kickstarter game, and all of the developers are people who were head developers on EverQuest.
Oh, that would be that's no wonder it's getting hyped up. A lot of people still think EverQuest is one of the best MMOs.
It's an old crew. They're all old, right? This is an old style game, but it's gonna be fucking nice. I'm telling you. And they're not gonna do. They actually the developers are funny. Actually, they just shit on New World. Do you know that game, New World?
Yeah,
is coming out. New World already announced in the alpha. It was supposed to be like a sneak, but one of the alpha testers fucking leaked it. They released an in-game store already with boosts and profession boosts. The game's not even out. You're gonna buy a fucking max level boost? Like, are you kidding? The game's it's an MMORPG. It's supposed to be a grind, man.
That's the whole thing. Kids don't
Ashes
want to
of
do
Creation
that anymore.
tweeted at them, and they were like, "Imagine having an in-game store before the game's even released." They were like, "That's kind of cringe, man." So the fact that they're talking shit about it makes me think that they're not going to do something like that, which I'm really excited for, because if That's what you need. You need an old MMO, like an old style MMO with grinding and shit to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like Ashes of Creation. Definitely Google it, watch some videos. It's worth a look if you're looking for a new really good game.
And now I know we could all just constantly talk about video games, Star Wars, and other stuff like
We're
that, but
1:15.
we
We're
have
late.
hit a good time limit for the podcast, and that
True.
fucking flew by. So that's a good
It
thing.
really did.
God damn.
So this one will probably be called the Star Wars episode because
Might
about
as well be.
35 minutes was Star Wars, probably
Jesus.
more. Because I looked at it when we were getting
can
to the
keep
end
going.
of that conversation.
Star Wars?
It was at 44 minutes. And I was like, whoa. So,
Yeah.
anyway, so
Jesus.
I'm Eric from Some Offense Taken podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. And we're definitely going to have more episodes where we kind of just talk about one subject for a while. It just
Yeah.
depends on the subject. But
Yeah.
I was
what
kind of
feels
left out on
natural.
that one because I'm not a huge Star Wars person. I appreciate it.
You know how
but-
I felt in the music episode, then, you piece of shit?
Exactly. Oh, we can still have
Like,
more
yeah,
music
blast
conversation.
beats and whatever, right? Am I right?
Yep.
Snare drums?
But yeah,
fuck you
so we hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little nerdy, so it probably turned some people away on that one, but that's what we do. We talk about what the fuck we want to talk about.
We turn
Yeah.
people away.
Get interested in things that you aren't normally interested in. You'd be surprised how it'll broaden your horizons. You
Like
know what I
Eric
mean?
likes pegging, you know?
Yeah, we talk about it occasionally.
Yeah,
Occasionally.
it helps me poop.
It helps me poop.
On that note,
On that note, thank you for listening to Some Offense Taken. I'm Eric.
I'm offended. Oh my god.
All right, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Oh boy.